Okay, so here we are. It's the 10th of October. I'm down at Hidden Hearing in a Maidstone office with Maidstone branch with Sheila, a professional audiologist and dispenser, and with some of Sheila's new clients and old clients. And we're just going to talk about hearing aids, why not to buy online, some experiences about it and about the old technology and the new and how it all fits. So just start with yourself.
Hearing has been a problem in my family. My grandmother, she was stone deaf, and she had one of these hearing aids that was in a box that's wired to her ear. My mother, unfortunately, is deaf in one ear, but she has hearing in the other, and technology's moved on, so she just has a hearing aid in the one ear. I'm the third generation of it, and technology has marched on. My hearing is deteriorating, but with the help of Hidden Hearing and Sheila, we're keeping it at a bay where I'm almost have normal hearing.
How long have you been a client now with Sheila?
I've been with Hidden Hearing since 95, 96, and I've known Sheila for about the last 14 years. 2003.
2003 was when I started, probably since about 2006, 2007 maybe.
So it's 9 years.
Yeah.
In that 9 years, it's almost become personal. I like to think that it's personal because I can come in, I can talk to Sheila. She won't try to sell me something unless it's necessary. If she can help me, she will. Sometimes it needs a bit of a tweak. I'll come in, there's no problem, don't make an appointment, sit and wait, and she'll do it. And you get your checkbook out, but you don't need it. It's free.
Right.
It's part of the service. It's a very good, and the instruments, it's quality. It's just lasting, and it suits me and my way of life.
Yeah, because I did want to sort of touch about why not to buy online. There's lots of companies out there, all on Google and all on the different places that people can try and find and giving prices online. And it's not the case of one size fits all. And I think you've got some good experiences with companies.
Yeah. I did wear NHS hearing aids. They were very big, very awkward. It took me ages to get an appointment, often 4 or 5 weeks to get an appointment. I'd have to wait if I had a problem with my hearing aids. But now, I come down and see Sheila, I'll ring, and literally within days I can get an appointment. It's all very personal, and I've only been here with Hidden Hearing for about 2 or 3 months. Not very long. But it has changed my life.
That's it.
Absolutely changed.
Who were you with before that? You've done the NHS and
The NHS. I did go to another high street company, Specsavers. They claim that they can fit a hearing aid in an hour, but I don't
That's
believe
good.
they can. I did have a hearing test. It was only a 10-minute test, quick test. I couldn't try any hearing aids. They talked to me a lot about hearing aids, but I couldn't actually try any models on. But when I come to Sheila, she fitted me one the same day, didn't you? And to try it out, a demonstration, and it was absolutely amazing. I was sold on the day.
Was it? Was it? How long does it actually physically take then? Do you think, Sheila, when someone comes in to do a proper hearing assessment?
We always allow an hour.
Right.
I sometimes end up running a bit late because sometimes it takes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So you've got to allow a full hour for a proper thorough hearing test. And similarly, when somebody comes back to have their hearing aids fitted, we allow a full hour. You can't fit hearing aids in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It takes time to make sure that the person's hearing clearly and comfortably. They can manage the hearing aids, they can fit them correctly, and they know how to look after them. There's a lot more to it than just hearing your hearing aids.
So you've got the hearing assessment in here, the hearing test, and then what do you actually put in a hearing aid to allow that person to walk out on the street and?
Yeah, sometimes I will, if somebody's uncertain to what extent the hearing aids are going to help them, I'll set up an appointment, say before lunchtime, so that I can fit some demonstration hearing aids. and then allow people to go out, get a cup of coffee, walk about the town to experience the difference
Yeah.
out in the real world.
And what was the difference that you found?
Outcome. Surround sound.
Really, it was that
My
different.
NHS hearing aids just were focused front, so if you and I were having a conversation, I'd be able to hear you, but probably anything else that was going on around me, I really couldn't hear.
Yeah.
But I could hear everything as soon as I stepped foot outside the door. I can't believe how much people talk. Conversations around
Yeah.
me, yeah. It was amazing, and sitting in a coffee shop, hearing the coffee machine going, and all sorts, and people having conversation, and someone on the next table was reading a newspaper. I could hear them turning the pages. It was amazing.
Was it that much of an impact when you walked outside? You could cry. It was that.
Yes, absolutely.
It really was that emotional.
Amazing. Yeah, very
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah. And it is a very personal thing, I think. I don't know. You can go on the internet and they do advertise hearing aids that you can buy online, and indeed they're a lot cheaper than what you can get here. But they need to be set up for your own personal hearing. My hearing is not the same loss as your hearing.
No.
It's all very personal. The different tones that you might be missing. And it does need to be set up correctly, so I don't understand how people can get them on the internet and have them fit and hear.
I mean, I don't know about the online hearing tests.
Yeah.
I mean, you're sitting there on a PC with some headphones. You know, how can that possibly compete with a professional audiologist who's trained their lives to help people in hearing?
Yeah.
And then obviously the other side is, I think speaking to you all today, is that it is that customer service. You know, like you were quite rightly saying, you've got a problem, you can just make an appointment, come in and see Sheila, and you're not paying for that. That the internet doesn't give that at all. There is not a friend who's also going to be there in business for a long time with you and be part of that life journey, so to speak.
One of the things that with these, they are adaptable. Sheila asks me my way of life. So what would I like to do? What would my concentration on? Am I in meetings? Do I like music? Do I want it for outside? And you can actually adjust the hearing aid itself to suit your way of life. So if most of my time is in meetings, I used to have to go and sit at the end of the table so that everybody was facing me, and then I could hear them. Now these are set up, I can go to a meeting, sit anywhere, clarity. And I think that is the important thing. It is clarity of what you're being sold and the quality of the product. I don't know about High Street, I don't know about National Health, because I have been so well treated by Hidden Hearing for every single year that I've had a problem, that I've never wanted to go anywhere else.
And I guess from your side as well, then that testimonial of our ethos of not selling, even if the person said, I'd like a hearing aid, if someone like yourself, Sheila, believes that you don't sell them, that's the company's, I think that's why we're in touch so much out of, nearly 100 branches locally in the community. People are understanding that, it takes a long time for people to understand hearing, and then actually there may be 6 years later down the line that they need a hearing aid, but they need a help, they need a friend, don't they?
My job is to give my best advice.
Yeah.
People that come here will get a very thorough hearing assessment and an explanation of the results of that assessment, and then advice about what I would suggest they should do, but it's up to them to make the decisions. So I provide the information, and then they're able to make an informed decision about their hearing and what they should do.
Yeah, and obviously from your side, it's not just yourself with it was really funny what we were just talking about over a quick coffee before we had the nerves to do this video. What you were saying about turning the hearing on, and that your wife said, hold on, you can do that?
Yes, I think that we've, as technology's sort of galloped on, I came home with these hearing aids, and my wife said, they're nice. And then she came to Sheila and she got one of these. And I looked at it, I said, what's that? She said, I can hear the TV, I can answer the phone, I can listen to music, I can do just about everything, just sit here. I want one. And that, I think, has made the world of difference to me.
Yeah.
To be able to listen to music, clarity, straight into my ears, with Bluetooth, and as you said, the phone.
So when the phone rings, you can just that can be in your pocket or around your neck, obviously, because it's easier.
You don't have to have it around your neck, it can be in my top pocket.
Yeah.
Press the button, talk into it.
So you don't have to put the phone to your ear.
No.
And you were saying about the hearing when the phone actually rings, that clarity, it's so clear because there's no outside disturbances in noise. Most people put the finger in the other ear or start to shout.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely amazing. It is clarity, and I could be shopping anywhere, have my phone in my handbag, and if it's ringing, no one else hears it ringing. I just hear it ringing in my ears. I press my button and I carry on talking. A lot of people think I'm mad walking down the road, talking to myself, but it is amazing.
Yeah, most people have got that Bluetooth headphone round their ear, which is bigger than a hearing aid in many instances. So the thing is, the old, how's that technology changed then, Sheila? The old analog technology, which used to make that very big noise on people, it wasn't adjustable, you couldn't really do anything with it, it was just a...
It used to make everything louder, essentially.
Right, okay.
And even though analogue technology was able to help people hear well in their homes, so conversation with somebody else and listening to television, so it worked well for that. But as soon as people stepped into the outside world, you couldn't control the level of loud sounds. You couldn't make sure that quiet sounds were audible but still quiet. But loud sounds were not made over loud. With digital technology, you can do all of that. You can personalise the fitting to the person's individual hearing loss.
Yeah.
So it's programmed by a computer to match the loss that they have. We test the hearing through the hearing aids to make sure we get the best fitting, and then we're able to fine-tune the sound as well beyond that. More recently, with the advent of Bluetooth technology, we're able to do this marvellous thing, and I did want to point out that these pieces of kit here are not essential for the hearing. The hearing aids work independently, and you don't have to have these, but for people that have the sort of lifestyle where they want to be able to access other listening devices, it may be for if they still have difficulty with TV or phones, mobile phones, you can stream iPads and laptops directly into your hearing
It's
aids,
unbelievable.
which gives phenomenal clarity, as John was saying,
Yeah.
and resolves those last little issues that people might still have just with the hearing aids.
It'd be interesting to actually know, to actually say to people is, we've got something which goes in your ears, you can play your music through it, you've got your, you can listen to your phone through it, you can speak to people through it, you can listen to your TV through it, you can record through it, and you can turn off the sound if you're in a loud environment by a touch of a button. How many people would have that straight away in that respect, even because there is a stigma about the hearing loss. You know, I'm ex-army, I do have a bravery award from the Queen, and over all my years of firing weaponry I've got tinnitus and I know I've got hearing loss. But if this technology now is so good, it makes you think, actually I probably won't wait.
The good thing is with the streamer as well, I mean, you can be in a noisy environment and you can hear your phone ring.
Really?
And you can talk to somebody while you're in a noisy environment, and you know, you haven't got the problem there. They're having to go outside just so you can hear your phone.
The chances are in that environment you wouldn't hear your phone anyway, would
No.
you?
No.
No,
So
not at all.
ring straight into your ears,
Yeah.
and
Just press the button and away you go.
Sheila, can I ask about tinnitus? It's a really big subject online. I'm working with people like Hearing Link who are passionate about this to try and help people like me with ringing in their ears, which just don't stop. There's people saying that there's remedies online, Harley Street saying they can do this. And, you know, I know that thing doesn't shut off. The only time it shuts off for me is when I've got outside noises and I can't actually hear the ringing. You've got, well, you know, Hidden Hearing's got the world's best hearing technology. How can that help with tinnitus?
Well, Well, the first thing is that tinnitus is very often associated with a hearing loss, which people don't realise, and they think that because they have tinnitus, they can't hear well. But actually, it's because they don't hear well that they have tinnitus.
Right.
It's the other way around. And so for people who do have tinnitus associated with a hearing loss, the best solution is wearing hearing aids. Because if you're not hearing all of the sound that's going on around you, it makes you aware of this effectively internal sound. If you are hearing the sounds around you, as you've said, if you're in a noisy place, you don't hear your tinnitus. If you're hearing the sounds that you're missing, the tinnitus for most people will disappear.
Really?
It's not true for everybody, because some people have a sudden loss of hearing which causes damage in the inner ear,
Yeah.
and a sudden dramatic loss of hearing associated with tinnitus. In those circumstances, it's not always going to succeed.
Yeah.
There are technologies in the hearing aids which will possibly help. There are a couple of manufacturers immediately that I can think of whereby you can program a background sound into the hearing aid so that people are never sitting in total quiet, because that's when you notice it, when the room is completely quiet. So if you can have a tone, a sound, something going on in your ears, it will help to mask that and take away the distress.
Yeah, I wanted to also touch on, a lot of people believe they're having hearing loss, but it could purely be the ear wax build-up.
Yes, yeah.
So when we're saying about, get a hearing test, and people think, oh, you're going to get sold a hearing aid because you're going for a hearing test, it really is a hearing assessment. And then how many people actually have that wax problem, which they don't know about?
Very few. A lot
Yeah.
of people who are not hearing well assume they have a wax problem.
Yeah.
And they go to their surgeries and ask to have wax cleared, only to be told there isn't any wax there.
Yeah.
And don't understand that there are deeper parts, the middle ear and the inner ear, and that's where the damage can be.
Right, okay.
People assume that it's something in the outer ear.
So from here is that if you know you've got a problem, you can try before you buy, or how does it work here?
Yeah. An hour's assessment will mean that you have a thorough case history going into the background of things that may have affected your hearing. As John was talking about earlier, I ask about people's lifestyles so that I understand the situations where they need to hear well. I will do a speech test to find out how clearly somebody is hearing speech. I'll ask them to go in a booth and put some headphones in to get a detailed picture of how they're hearing on each ear. Once I've got all that information, I'll explain it all. The results go on a screen and I explain the results of the hearing test. And on the basis of all that information, I can then advise.
Right.
And like I say, I'm taking everything into account. And it includes practical things like the size and shape of a person's ear, which is going to affect what hearing aids are suitable. And issues like dexterity. So if people have severe arthritis, for example, and find it difficult to handle small objects, then I'm not going to be advising them to have a tiny thing.
That's a great point. I haven't even thought about that myself.
There's all sorts of practical issues
Yeah.
you have to, and this is why the personal advice is so important.
Yeah, so that just really would now, I don't want to slate online because everyone says that's the future. Personally, there are things online that you just cannot do.
Yeah.
And something like this I just want to say, no one's being paid today to come here. No one is an actor. Every single person is actually someone with hearing loss, new customers and old customers. And that's the main thing about that. So when it comes to buying a hearing aid online, that personal service, John, what you were saying and what you were saying about your experiences, even with the molds going back, you just want to come in, speak to someone who's going to really look after you and be a friend. Don't sell to me because I don't want to know about it. But if I do need it and I need it that badly, then... So we also... can you talk about this commitment that we've got as a business?
Yeah.
Because I think it's, there's a lot of people out there on the internet all searching for hearing aids. No one really knows who's who. What is a commitment from your side, and how does it also affect from your side of customers?
Yeah. Our commitment as a company is to help people to live the life that they want with the hearing that they have. And my commitment is to make sure that I'm giving people sound advice based on their individual situation, but very much leaving the decision about what to do to them. I provide the information and advice, and then somebody's free to choose what they feel they need. If they do decide to deal with us, to come to us for help, it is a lifelong commitment. So if somebody's having problems with their hearing aids, they will make an appointment and come back for whatever help they need to make sure that they continue to hear well.
Free of charge, and they can call you whenever they want.
Included in what people pay at the outset, so they don't ever have to pay for extra help when they come back.
It's a big thing, because if someone is calling saying, look, it's deteriorating, what does an online company do? Well, it doesn't have a professional dispenser or audiologist like yourself who've been in the business for tens of years.
I've been in the business for 12 years.
Yeah. And then from the other side, you were saying about some experiences that your friend had with a hearing aid from another company.
Yes. I don't believe that there is a quick fix. I believe that you get what you pay for. I don't even know that I've got my hearing aids in.
I can't see them, to be honest with you. I didn't even know yourself.
It's the comfort. They're so comfortable. I don't know that they're there. It's something I put in the morning and try and remember to take out in the evening. And that is the truth. Just do not know they're there. One of my friends went to bought a hearing aid, again, high street, didn't work. Came back, said, oh, they fixed it. You look at it, it was fixed with a piece of sellotape. That is not quality and that's not service. That's just a quick sell. And I think that is the worry of most people, that they're going to be sold something. Whereas with this company, you try before you buy. And if it doesn't improve you, you can walk out the door. There is no commitment until you're happy.
And you've had yours for how many years, these ones?
Since about 1994, something like that.
Yeah.
My hearing is deteriorating, but technology is keeping up with it. And so I don't have too many problems. I can almost live a normal life.
So you can come in and ask Sheila, and Sheila then tweaks it, like you said.
Yes, it is. I wouldn't say that it's a business as a company. It more of a family business.
Yeah.
I think that you become, and I hope I'm not pushing this, but you almost become a friend.
Yeah.
And
A trusted friend.
absolutely.
That you really do know is the expert.
If you've got trust and confidence, and you've accepted that you have a problem, then here's the answer. I've never been missold. I've always had an improvement. I walk through that door and I'm as happy as Larry.
Because most people think, oh, I'm going to get sold to, oh, this stigma about a hearing aid. But now listening to you all today and the experiences you've had and knowing about this digital technology, I can't even see the hearing aids you've got on.
Why should there be a stigma? If you've only got one leg, they give you a crutch. There's no stigma about walking around with one leg. And deafness is one of those impediments that you cannot see. And I think that people outside take a long time to accept deafness. If you're blind, you know that they will give you assistance. If you're deaf, they tend to look at you and have little patience, unless you're up front and say, sorry, I have a hearing impairment. And then they will probably take your time, but you cannot see deafness.
John, can I ask just a question? And it may be a bit to the edge, because some people who've got the older technology, the very big hearing aids, they're over the ear. Are they, Sheila, the old?
Behind the
Behind the ears.
ears. Behind the ear, there's with an ear mould tubing.
Yeah. So if you walk down the street every day with one of them, do you think you would get more people looking at you thinking, well, as opposed to not even seeing them? Do you think that the technology now has actually stopped that, where it's so good people don't even know, they don't see any difference at all?
Well, people don't know that you've got them in there.
Yeah.
People I see, I've joined a bowls club, and they've all got hearing aids up there. A majority of them have got the big ones, and they look at you and say, well, can't even see them. And they look closely and just see the little wire, and they say, oh right.
Wow.
And you take them out and they say, okay, they're so small.
They're the ones that I had before I had these ones fitted.
The bigger ones.
And I couldn't even wear my glasses with them.
That's the point.
That's why I started wearing contact lenses. Got myself on contact lenses now, but I do need to wear glasses, but I couldn't wear them with my old hearing aids.
Because it would
Now
go over.
I can.
Yeah.
So that's another amazing thing that it's given me. I can wear my glasses comfortably, but I don't even feel that I've got these in.
No.
They are that comfortable, aren't they? They really
What
are.
John was saying, you've got to remember before you go to bed. I can't tell you how many times I've actually got into bed and put my head down.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got my hearing aids still in.
Yeah.
Because you just don't know. Like John was saying, when you put them in the morning, you don't realise that you've got them in.
They just forget about them.
John was saying you ride a motorbike, and obviously can you say about you're in construction, hope you don't mind me saying, and you were saying about with the loud noises, you're going into a loud environment.
Health and safety, if you're in a loud environment, you have to wear earplugs.
Yeah.
And normally it's a little piece of yellow plastic that you soften up and put in your ears.
Yeah.
I have moulds in my ears that fit my ear perfectly, so I can just turn my hearing aid off. Perfect earplug.
So you can literally switch the sound off,
Yes.
come out of the noisy environment, switch the sound back on, answer your phone, watch TV, answer the phone, the home phone, answer your iPhone, speak to your daughter.
I'm the envy of many of my friends now. They all say that they want hearing aids.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not deaf.
Yeah. The nice thing about this is looking at this online, looking at all the different companies, and people were saying about the stigma of the hearing aid. It's like, well, hold on, it's 2015 now. You can't see these things. The only person who knows is you. And by the way, this gadget does every single thing that the world's ever really invented to save people time.
Yes.
The phone, the home phone, your own music. You can switch on your classical music, switch on whatever music you want. I can listen, or you can listen to your TV at a different volume to your wife, loved one, or partner. They can listen to something else.
And also with the streamer, if you go to a theatre and they've got a loop system, there's a little button on here, you can just press and loop your hearing aids to the system.
That's fantastic. So I actually didn't even know that personally. So if you're going to Stonehenge or any tours, which are given the different parts, you go to that first sector and it says this is sector 1, it talks about it sector 2, so that links in with them and you can listen to it all personally without even holding anything at all.
That's right.
It is unbelievable, isn't it, how technology's moved on.
Yeah, some of our clients also have, none of these do, but have, there's a microphone also which pairs with the streamer, so that if you're someone that does go on sort of holidays where you have guided tours and you have difficulty hearing the person, all you do is you clip this little microphone to that person, and again the sound is streamed directly into your hearing
It's
aids,
fantastic, isn't it?
And obviously you can possibly hear better than quite a few other people in the group.
Well, it's been a privilege. I mean, we've been on here for 28 minutes talking about hearing aids, hearing loss, and the reason why I wanted to come in and speak to you today because I really believe you're probably the best in the whole country and so passionate about hearing. And I didn't want to get a TV crew to come in here and pay people where you can blatantly see on the internet that person has been paid to come in. It was an honest meeting with real customers, new, who've had experience with other companies, old customers in that respect, where you're a lifelong customer in that respect, and you've brought in your own family, who are all part of this journey as well. And to also demystify a lot of the stuff online about literally why not to buy online is just, you cannot buy online really. Even for myself listening to this, it'd be, how could you even say buy online? You know?
I think that the acid test is that you've got 4 people here, all one with normal hearing and the rest of us with an impairment. And we've sat for 28 minutes and we've had a conversation. Where else are you going to get that?
That's right.
If you haven't got
Yeah.
this technology.
Yeah. So would you obviously recommend Hidden Hearing to friends and family? I guess you already have. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
All of my family come.
And you really like it that when you come into Hidden Hearing, there is literally no obligation. If you are coming in to become a friend, you don't pay for that. You get the best advice out there, and you walk away knowing that it's unbiased advice from a trusted company. And I think we've been around for nearly 50 years now.
Yeah, I think it must be up to that.
Yeah, I think we're in nearly 100 locations altogether in the country, and what most people don't realise is that we actually do home visits. So it's like yourself, Sheila, you will go to someone's house who hasn't got a car, who maybe doesn't want to leave the house.
Or it may be that they're unable to leave the house.
Yeah.
They're very elderly, or they may be, have disabilities, which mean that they're limited to home visit. But,
Well,
but yes, and there are other dispensers that specialise in doing the home visits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so our website address, for all of you, is www.hiddenhearing.co.uk. So we really hope you've enjoyed this video as much as we all have. Thank you very much indeed, everybody.